This is Hugh Ballou, the transformational leadership strategist. I have worked with charities, churches, synagogues, nonprofits, community foundations, you name it. I've worked with these kinds of organizations for over 30 years. And what I've seen is some recurring issues that come up over and over and over again. At the recording of this video, I've just completed a 19-city tour where I have conducted 19 one-day leadership empowerment sessions. And when people come in, I ask them, what are the issues that you're struggling with? And without exception, the number one issue is leader burnout. Leaders are burned out, they're stressed, they're doing too much. Number two, their boards aren't functioning up to a level that either the board expects or that the leader expects. And number three, because of these and because of a lack of strategy, their streams of revenue are compromised. They're not bringing in the income to support the work that's going to fulfill the vision and mission of the organization. So over these 30 years, I've created systems, facilitative systems, education systems, processes, planning systems. I've created things that work. They work every time. And I want to make those available to you. This page you're on talks about the problems that I consistently uncover. And the research I've done in the last year in these 19 cities validates that those are still true. I've uncovered the missing elements. There are lots of people that offer really good content, and people say, well, why can't I just read a book or learn this online? Well, there's good programs. There's good people that offer a program for this or for that. They're not connected. They're not integrated. And underneath that, there's not the capacity building for the leader or the board to take this ball to the finish line. So I've put all of these missing elements into a system. I've created a massive amount of content that it's a vault that I open up to you. It's a library of resources. I know what you're going to say. I got to read all that stuff. Well, when I start to buy a program and they tell me all the stuff I'm getting, then I stop because I don't want to read all that stuff. You do need some things that you don't expect. So basically, I'm giving you a library of resources and then the coaching to know what to do with them. And then mastermind groups to help everybody learn collaboration, to learn how we can help solve each other's problems. We can help each other stay on track. So the missing elements are, what do I need to know as a leader? Well, we start working and we don't really work on ourselves. We want to transform this vision and this organization without first transforming our ability to lead it. Half of the charities that are formed every year will close ultimately without reaching their vision. Some people lose money. Some people lose their life's purpose. It's an important thing we're doing. What I offer you is the missing success elements. First thing we do is we need to work on our ability. Then we need to find a strategy. We need to create a strategy with your stakeholders. The planners and the doers are the same. Otherwise, it's not going to work. The strategy is a piece of paper. So the implementation piece depends on us as a leader, our ability to get the right people. So I've heard over and over that my board is not working as planned. The board is frustrated. They bring me in and say, help us fix it. Well, most boards have the answers. We just need the process to be able to reveal those and to create an alternate to what we've been taught. What we've been taught doesn't work. For instance, meetings. We run boring, unproductive meetings over and over and expect to get good results. As a conductor of 40 years, I know when I have a bad rehearsal, I'm going to have a bad concert. I'm compromised because we've learned low-functioning things. We've built in this low paradigm, perspective of how we function. So there's a whole integrative process of how we plan, how we build this new architecture of engagement, how we equip ourselves as leaders, how we free up our time so we can do what only we can do. And then how do we create these 8 streams of income that are going to feed us, feed our organization, and allow us to fully achieve the vision. I don't know how many organizations are able to not worry about money and work on achieving their vision. This is about capacity building. We've got ideas. Now we need to build the capacity to implement those. The bottom of the page, there's a link. Click on the link. I'll ask you some questions. I want to hear from you. This is a two-way conversation. I'm closing this offer on August 10th, 2016. No more acceptance into these groups. Mastermind groups at various levels, a very minimal level, a more active level, and a very intense level, depending on where you are, what your needs are, and what your budget availability is. So I've got a program that fits where you are. Let's talk about what fits you and how I can provide value. Click on the link. Give me some information. Then there's a link to book on my calendar so we can have a power session. Talk about some of those things that are holding you back. Our work is too important to waste any more time. Let's get started. I don't have all the answers, but I really got good questions and I really got lots of good content. Let me go back to this. I know you tried things. You bought programs, you haven't used them. Well, let go of it. Forgive yourself. You've got those resources we might draw on. Those might be a component that we could utilize once we've got some systems going and you've got more people to help you out. We're overstressed, overworked, we're anxious, and that's interfering with our progress. You don't have to read all the stuff. You have a library. The quote up here says we immediately begin to manifest things once we're clear on where we're going. I have people that have aha moments the first time that we connect, the first time we start laying down some vision, the first time we talk about how do I get there. You're not going to worry anymore. You're not alone. You've got a guide. We're in a process. It's a long-term process. You can leave anytime you want. My goal is to provide you value on an ongoing basis. So let's start. Let's get the goods. You can go as far as long as you want, and you have lots of resources at your disposal, and you've got a group that you're going to work with. I'm limiting the size of the groups, and I'm putting people in groups that match where they are in terms of development and where you're going and your capacity. Let me hear from you. It's too important to wait. So let's get started. Push the button, because if you don't know it now, they're going to close out. Do it now. Let's get started. Thank you for listening.